Today we're taking a look at the new virtual pinball offerings from Well Played Toys and their Well Played arcade line. First up, we have the larger scale pinball machine, roughly 85% of the size of a traditional mechanical pinball unit. This machine arrives partially assembled in a retail box, and the user can fully assemble this machine in about 10 to 15 minutes. Simply attach the metal legs to the play-filled body, using 4 screws for each leg, then attach the back box display and connect the wiring connections, and you're ready to power up the device. The legs themselves are solid and sturdy, however there are no adjustable feet at the bottom, so make sure you have a level surface wherever you plan on placing this machine. Though large in stature, this machine is light enough for an adult to move around the house with relative ease, but it also feels sturdy enough that it's not going to break apart. Upon powering up the machine, you'll be greeted with a splash screen animation before it settles into the main user interface. Here, players have the option to navigate through the menus using the standard pinball buttons, or you can use an analog thumbstick located on the front of the machine. I personally found the thumbstick to be a little bit awkward to use, and much preferred the simplicity of just using the flippers and the plunger buttons to input my menu commands. In the main menus, you'll have the options to set up your Wi-Fi connection, which then allows you to download firmware updates to your machine, as well as register and pair your device with the online web store. These machines were built with expansion capabilities where users can download more pinball table packs onto a USB storage device from their computer and then load them into the pinball machine via the onboard USB connection. This USB port also doubles as a charging port should you wish to charge something like a cell phone while you play your games. Both machines include 8 GB of built-in storage to make use of and store additional tables on. At the time of making this video, however, there were currently no offerings available on the web store for download. The standard features of this machine include a set of stereo speakers located on the base of the backbox display. Volume can be toggled up and down using the onboard controls, and overall the sound quality coming out of these speakers is nice. Sounds are clear and free from static or distortion. A set of LED strips are located inside the backbox display to help illuminate the plexiglass artwork. These strips flash a constant red, blue, green pattern, but colors and brightness cannot be controlled or adjusted in any way. Users who aren't a fan of this aesthetic could easily replace these with a cheap LED strip of their own to achieve different results. Though I was told that there would be different changes in the future units moving forward to replace these existing LEDs currently found inside the machine. A physical plunger is affixed on the front of the machine, it however does not function as an analog or pressure sensitive input, rather it works as a basic button input, meaning simply, no matter how slow or fast you pull and release this plunger, you'll get the same results of a ball launch either way. A 24-inch 1080p LCD display serves as your main playfield display, and the screen itself sits under an acrylic protective top and is recessed about half an inch from the main body side panels. Pinball gameplay comes from the inclusion of 27 different tables from Zaccaria, and specifically these are the Remake reimaginings of classic pinball machines with more modernized table features and rule sets. These tables all perform well on this machine, there was no input delays in the flipper buttons, and I noticed no slowdowns or frame rate issues during gameplay. Even amongst frantic multi-ball scenarios, all these tables performed well at a constant 60 frames per second. Scoring is maintained on a digital DMD atop the playfields as there's no secondary screen or monitor available. The scoring box is sized small enough that it isn't a distraction during gameplay, and I didn't feel it was too intrusive that it affected any of my gameplay actions overall. I've also been told that future pinball releases from Well Played Toys will have a secondary screen added for scoring, so if that's important to you, it's best you wait until later to make a purchase when such things become available. Additionally, there is a sole nudge button on both of these machines located on the right side of the main playfield body. The button acts as a digital forward nudge since there is no built-in accelerometer that registers physical movement of the machines. There are no left or right nudge inputs on either the large pinball machine or the tabletop version that shake the playfield from side to side. So if you're a die-hard pinball aficionado, you'll likely not like this configuration. Gameplay menus can be accessed by holding both flipper buttons down and activating the plunger. Here you can change graphical settings, toggle on and off motion blur for the pinball itself, and review game table rules, as well as return to the main menu. High scores save and are kept locally on the machine for all tables, and the games even provide extra detailed breakdowns showing things like the points accumulated per ball and the total amount of time spent playing to achieve the given high score. Artwork on both of these machines features brightly colored sci-fi and cosmic space themed imagery with pinball text and a neon-style font appearing on most of the panels. If you aren't a fan of this artwork, there will be other artwork options available for future releases from the company at a later time, I'm told. The tabletop pinball machine sports most of the same features and functionality of its larger brethren, with only a few subtle differences. First off, the assembly process is much more intensive as this unit arrives completely broken down and is flat packed. You'll need a screwdriver and to set aside about an hour of your time to put this completely together. The tabletop also trades down in monitor size, going from 24 inches to 19 inches on this 1366 by 768 resolution screen for a more compact footprint. It also has a single speaker setup mounted on the backside of the backbox display. This sole speaker is still able to achieve loud results and will be more than enough to fill a noisy room with the sounds of pinball bumpers and drop targets racking up those points as you play these included tables. The main control unit has been relocated from the front of the machine to the right-hand side of this tabletop version. All inputs and buttons remain the same, and only the location is changed. The physical plunger found on the larger machine has also been replaced on the tabletop version in place of a standard arcade push button, which, given the size and scale of the tabletop machine, makes sense in my eyes. Gameplay experience on the tabletop is equal to that of the larger machine. The same 27 games are found on both machines, and the included games all perform exactly the same on both devices. Time will tell how expansive the additional downloadable table options will be for these machines, but as it stands, for fans of the Zaccaria pinball, 27 built-in games seems to be a pretty good value offering. Serious pinball players will want to look elsewhere though for their digital pinball machine purchases, as these two machines lack several of the more pro features such as haptic feedback, accelerometer, analog plunger, and a dedicated scoring display. Simply put, these machines were clearly designed to give casual players looking to play some pinball games a basic, fun, and easy to use experience with digital pinball. If you need more of those pro features in your pinball experience, then these machines aren't for you. But if you and the kids just want to have something in the house that lets you play a variety of different tables, has online expansion capabilities, offers different size models available to suit anyone's spatial needs, and performs well while playing the included games, then you may want to consider checking out some of these machines for yourself.